ready to go. I'm in my little hat, my ski coat, because I know just how cold winter lights gets being in January at night. So I'm on my way to Canary Lights, which I'm super excited about. It's my highlight of January or winter. I look forward to it every year now. And I've got my warm hat and my ski coat on because it gets really cold being out here all night. I'm really excited to see what they've got this year, what light displays they've got. I really loved it last year and the year before. So let's see if this year can compete. It's actually not as cold as it was last year though. Last year it was absolutely freezing. I think it was -4 because I'm here on the first night. So I try and get here on the first night so I can vlog it before everybody else. I'm already excited about this one. Hi, could I grab a mat, please? Thank you. Thanks. So they have many wardens on all night handing out these maps to help you coordinate your journey around the winter lights. So when it comes to winter lights, I always start my journey personally at the top by the roundabout and I work my way down. I did miss one of the installations though, and I had to come back to it at the end. So this first installation is called Circa and it's by Limbic Cinema. The installation represents the circadian rhythms and each of the 12 light fixtures represents the average light fall over 1 month of the year. This piece is called Shine Your Colours and it's one of the permanent art sculptures, originally being commissioned for Summer Lights 2021. This artwork allows visitors to see themselves and the world through different colours. I have to say I was a little bit disappointed this year that I didn't feel there were as many new installations as normal and there were a lot more permanent ones. They seem to each year be gaining more permanent and losing new ones. And obviously the new ones are kind of more exciting when you go to Canary Wharf relatively often. They have some of these lit up trees that they had last year in Jubilee Park. So I already knew I was going to love this next one because I saw it driving through and I saw it as I headed to the two by the Riverside. This one is absolutely stunning, but they always have a really great one in this little park here at the top. This one is called Error and it's by Vendel and De Wolf, if that's how you pronounce it, who are from the Netherlands. And typical of all their work, they use materials that are mass-produced and turn them into something that resembles the natural form of the universe. They frequently use prefabricated light fixtures, which possess onboard chips that in turn generate a flickering, which results in random and out-of-sync effects. Their work exhibits a natural-born randomness with the supposed faultless precision of technology. The idea behind this is that our evolution itself is often the result of errors in the reading of DNA, which creates new mutations and impacts natural selection. This is what makes us human, and this is what contributes to our diversity. You're supposed to feel sucked into the unknown through this gorgeous piece of artwork.
Wow, this one's amazing. I love it. Probably one of my favourites out of the first three. So it's a bit small this year because the ones that begin with letters here, they're there every year now and they've become permanent placements. So the only new ones are these first 2.5 rows. That is a lot less than we normally get. I think this one might be the most disappointing.
So I didn't like this one when I first saw it, but it did actually grow on me and I did like the fact that it was interactive. I did at the time say they looked like dirty bathtubs taken from an abandoned warehouse. And reading the description, that now makes sense because this is a collection of 32 stacked bathtubs that were reclaimed from socialist housing in high-rise blocks. The concept is to highlight the urgent need for us to protect our water resources, and it emphasises what a privilege it is for us to have clean water on tap.
I don't know, it's grown on me, this one. I didn't like it when I first saw it, but it's grown on me. That one's really dirty. It looks like it's come from an abandoned house. I think this one's gonna be the best. I've got a vibe.
This piece is called Evanescent Droplets, and it is designed to represent the quality of being fleeting or vanishing quickly, just like a bubble. It represents that quality of a state of impermanence. This one was called Stitching Light, and to be honest, this was my least favourite of the whole exhibition. I didn't like it at all. I thought it looked a bit childish, just wasn't my kind of thing. I'm much more into the actual light installations myself personally. So this one was made by Bangladeshi women who have stitched together their life histories. But yeah, I'm just not keen on the overall vibe of this one. This one was another one I wasn't in love with. I feel this year there was a few really strong ones and several that I found a little bit disappointing. I think this one was okay. It was called Artificial Humans, and it was designed by Benny Connings and Bernard Teixens of Atelier Haute Cuisine, who essentially just asked AI generator DALL-E to create a concept for a light art installation. I think I'm already a little bit sick of AI art, to be honest, but it is interesting that AI created a representation of humans that are all bent over as if they are looking at their phones, hunched over as if weighed down by something, and they seem to be following each other in a herd-like manner. This is a rather shockingly accurate yet scathing critique of how our modern lives as humans have become. So here are 3 pieces that are on the list, this tunnel and 2 small glass installations, but these are there every year now, so you can see them at any time.
It's like taking a well-deserved coffee break. My fingers are absolutely freezing. They need the cup.
I called in for a well-deserved coffee break whilst checking off all the ones I'd seen and planning the route to see the rest of them in the most efficient manner.
Oh wow, I've got the train. Wow, look at that.
This one was definitely one of my favourites. I loved it. I thought it was so unique and impressive. And it's called the Illusion Hole. And it's by UXU Studio. They have arranged meteor lights to create a flowing and almost hypnotic experience for the viewers. It aims to blur the boundary between what we perceive and what exists. So now I'm heading to Jubilee Square, where they have these light benches that they had last year and have now become a permanent fixture. But I'm very disappointed because the first year I came, in these water sections they had lights and smoke, and it was one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. And ever since, I feel like they just haven't made the most of the water in this garden, or this garden in general. So I'm really praying that next year they're going to do something really epic in here. This one, which is inside Jubilee Place and one of the only ones that's actually inside, is called Positive Spin. It's another interactive one, and you can press the button and receive a random fortune. The inspiration behind it is a love of summers spent at the beach in front of arcades, and it's also highlighting the importance of looking forward positively. And I believe all the outcomes are positive, hence Positive Spin. So I received financial wealth, spiritual wealth, and social wealth. So a very wealthy 2025 for me, it looks like. This next piece is in Montgomery Square and it's called Mirage. It's a temporary artwork that explores our relationship with the fabricated mirage of social media. We live in a world where doctored images are the norm, fake news masquerades as facts, and we must be forgiven for mistaking the glossy, polished lives of Instagram as the reality. I'm going to be honest, this wasn't one of my favourites. I just didn't think it really fit what it was supposed to represent that well. I definitely wouldn't have gotten that from the piece. And it just wasn't one of my favourites, just my opinion. Now, this next one was definitely one of my favourites. It was certainly in my top 3. It's called Bird Passing by Benjamin Nesme and Marc Sicard, who are from France. And it's designed in response to our declining bird population. They have created a giant bird designed to sit in urban spaces and encourage us to look up at the sky rather than down at our phones. It's made up from 64 sections that have been modelled on birds whose flight was captured at different phases.
This one's cool. Wow, I love this.
Another one of my top 3, this one's called The Portal and it's by Lucid Creates from the UK.
Let's go through the doorway into the parallel dimension.
This piece was absolutely epic and it stands at a whopping 13 meters high. It towers above everybody below. Inside the giant archway, it's lined with diffused LEDs that move and shift to create an otherworldly and ethereal display of glowing light. There's also mirrors on either side, so it really seamlessly shifts into its environment. This piece transports viewers to a place where absolutely anything can happen and unexpected apparitions appear among the well-known landscapes and spaces that the viewers are accustomed to.
The hidden one. This one is hidden away somewhere. Better be amazing.
So this was the one I missed right at the beginning. I came back for it on my way back to my car.